Aashir, welcome to London. It's a pleasure to have you here on Real Life with Ridah. And it's so nice to see you at the headquarters of Sony Music. It's a really proud moment, Aashir, to see you as a South Asian music artist, and you've been signed at such a young age with Sony Music. A lot of teenagers, I know they really look up to you, and sometimes they're not as encouraged to pursue, a creative, their creative side, which I think a lot of people do have that, and they have that potential. But luckily, you've been encouraged and you've had a great support system. So how would you describe this? It's almost, I would say, your journey. You're still on a journey, but how would you describe this whole little small milestone that you have in the beginning of your journey? Because I know you've got some great stuff ahead.
Yeah, first, thank you for having me. Firstly, and yeah, it's been very overwhelming. As you said, I'm still pretty young. I did not expect it would happen so fast, but it did, and I have a lot of people to thank for it. And it's just been very nice. I've always wanted to do something that I enjoy doing in terms of my career, and it's a blessing, to be honest. Like my job is doing music. That's the most bizarre thing in a good way that could happen. I'm doing something that I love doing, and I think that's what matters the most, and I'm grateful every day.
Aashir, when you were younger, you have some children and they're a bit naturally shy, and you have to they'll probably hide behind a sofa if you meet them. And then you have some kids that are just a bit cocky and confident, and they love the attention, and they're a bit uninhibited. So when you were a child and we were discovering your love for acting and music and singing and performing, do you think that was just innately in you from a young age?
It was definitely in me. I was not a shy kid at all. I was a very confident kid.
Yeah, that's great.
I was into music from a very young age.
Yeah.
My parents have recorded a lot of videos of mine when I was young, and I look at it and I'm like, what a kid.
Yeah.
The things I used to say, and a lot of the credit has to go to my parents. That they encourage that confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
I was not a shy kid at all.
And all the other kids that are probably listening to you, they probably also want to follow your footsteps, and they feel probably they're not as encouraged, And I think a lot of people, whether it's the creative arts side or sports, it's not as encouraged as much. So what would you like to say to them to so they cannot have this wish that, I wish I could have done that, but I wasn't able to.
I feel like they should definitely do whatever they want to. At least try once to do what their heart tells them. But even more than talking to them, I would like to say to their parents
exactly.
to encourage them, because a lot of young people want to do something, but because they don't have that kind of support from their family, they don't. So it's to the family that I would address and say that you should encourage them to do whatever they want, because it's sometime down there it's going to be them who's going to regret it. So just be as encouraging as possible.
Yeah, exactly. And South Asian music at the moment, it's just really headed in a great direction. We have a lot of mainstream music artists. For example, Nick Jonas collaborating with King. We had Zayn collaborating with the band On. And I really like that because it was a low-key collaboration, And it also opened our eyes to other musicians from Asia that we probably weren't aware of. And then lately we have Ed Sheeran with Arijit Singh with Sapphire. So do you think that this is a conscious decision that mainstream artists want to tap into the South Asian music scene? Because obviously there's so much success, and you've brought this kind of Gen Z energy in Pakistani music especially, because I know just being around and seeing all these artists have been coming, going from London and stuff, I feel like what you bring is very new and very refreshing, and it's something Pakistani really needed.
Yeah, I think definitely a lot of Western artists are trying to tap into that scene, because that scene is so big.
Yeah, exactly.
We have songs having 150 million views in a month. These are numbers that would really just excite anyone.
Yeah.
So people are definitely trying to tap into it, and I feel like there's no harm in it as well. It's quite exciting for us as well.
Yeah.
International collaborations. And I look forward to more of them.
Yeah, and do you think you have someone in mind that you would be like, yep, I want to collaborate with them?
I don't have someone in mind per se.
Sony can make it happen.
I think I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that track.
Yeah.
I come up with a track that I feel like, this needs this certain person.
So I love that, Aashir, because you think of the song and then the artist. You don't think, the artist. That's it.
That would take away the honesty.
Yeah, it really would.
Yeah, it would take away the innocence.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
the art.
Now you've got this brand new song called Dime Dime,
Yeah.
and with Nirmal, and it's almost like a conversation that you're having regarding like, you know, this boy and this girl, and I think you've got that in a lot of your songs.
Yeah.
And like I said before as well, this Gen Z energy that you bring, you've got these modern music videos, but then at the same time, even though it's very modern and the music is very like, at the moment we're in 2025, very 2025, I feel like you also have this classic like kind of thing that you do on your own as well. Like sometimes it can be influenced, like Punjabi influence, Urdu influence. So how did this whole all of this come about for you with Dime Dime?
I think it was there are two things mainly. One, I have taken classical training for 2-3 years, so I try to, you know, show off whenever I can.
Yeah.
And secondly, you know, we've all grown up. We've all grown up on Bollywood music.
Yeah, we really have.
And that filmy music.
Yeah.
I'm, like many others, a big fan of that kind of music. So that then, along with the sound of today, that's, you know, that the young generation is relating to. So I try to create a mix of all these things.
And I think that's really good. I think that's something that will really resonate. It's really popular because people did grow up with this. The bit like, for now it's a bit older Bollywood, but like, you know, there's 2000s, early 2000s or the late 90s, like people really enjoy those songs. And even now it brings people together, whether it's parties, whether it's weddings and mendis.
It does.
You I know play a big part in these as well. In Pakistan you're very social, aren't you, Aashir? I always see you in these parties with all your like star friends.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of them, can you?
Can't lie. But yeah, it's been, you know, to be very honest with you, I used to be really social.
Yeah.
Now it's reduced drastically because now, you know, we're just usually working. Or generally, you know, it's just like 2-3 of my friends playing paddle. So it's not that much anymore, and everybody, you know, my friends have also now become more serious artists. So everyone's kind of busy.
Everyone's success is growing, but does it make it easier? Like when you want someone in your music video, you can just like call up this certain actress and be like, you know, it will be good. I'm gonna get millions of views. You're gonna get millions of views.
It is. It is definitely easier. I'm friends with a lot of my, you know, a lot of the actresses and all. So it's. But you know, it's so fun as well. Like I did a music video called Just Us with a friend of mine, Komal Mir, who's an actress back home.
Yeah, you did.
So because she's my friend, it didn't, you know, it was like a fun day at work. So I like working with people I'm friends with because I feel like then it just comes together.
So we need to make friends with Aashir and then he can work with us too. So Aashir, a lot of today's success is measured, like you said, with the views, and in South Asia the views are insane, and the all the downloads and the streaming and everything. And then what we also have is that when you first came onto the scene with Sadke, you know, it just really blew up. So when was that? I know it grew and you probably were making a conscious decision to be like, this is going to be a good song, it's going to be a hit. But when was that moment come when you felt that, okay, like this is a pivotal moment where actually the song is blowing up and I feel like this is actually really like a credible, successful song that...
I think it was kind of gradual, but then there was a point where, you know, certain figures started posting about the song, and the number of reels. I think there was a time where there were like 100,000, 150,000 reels in a day.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot. So that's when I realized this is not normal.
This is not normal.
That was nice. That was a nice.
You know, like with Sadke as well, it's like a love song. I feel like love songs, whether throughout the world, internationally, you know, whether it's Spanish music, if it's in Urdu, English, and love songs it's something the crowd loves, they can relate to, whether it's the excitement part of your love story, it's whether your heart is breaking. Your songs as well reflect a lot of love and a lot of like a boy's sentiments. Like I said, a lot of it's conversational, like the girl's side and the boy's side. And during the storytelling part of the songs that you make, because I always find like creating a song must be so genius, it's just so creative, you know, to bring up a beat, to bring up the lyrics and just to make this whole song, and then the crowd singing it back to you must be so magical. Does it come from like your own personal experience, what your friends are going through, but just by people watching, observing, when you want to, you know, speak about all of this in your songs?
Some songs are just for this, you know, some songs are just maybe like Dhima Dhima, they're just like a fun song that I write out of imagination. But then there are some songs that have a certain level of meaning to it, or a certain emotion behind it. Often, you know, when I'm writing a song, the lyrics and the feel of the song will often be dependent on my state of mind during that what I'm going through. So if I'm going through a certain thing during that time when I'm working on a song, I think that song will reflect that feeling to an extent.
Yeah. So you feel like you follow your mood.
My mood, yeah. So
Yeah.
when when I'm feeling a certain way, I feel like the song that I make during that time will be very similar to the feeling that I'm going through.
Yeah, that's good and it's honest, like you said, and that's
Yeah.
working honestly. I would also like to touch on Aashir, the whole like now we're in such a digital age, and everyone's. You yourself coming onto such a young kind of vulnerable age that you have,
Yeah.
you have so many people that have an opinion on you, and people just love to troll people, and they've always got something to say about you. So how are you able to separate the noise from your work and being able to just be young, innocent, and free about it, and not just think about the business side so much? Because there have been young artists who, with the fame, with the success, have crumbled behind the scenes. So obviously, like, how do you make a conscious decision that you want to stay sane, you want to be as normal as possible and enjoy life because you're a young lad at the same time?
Yeah, I think there was a time I used to post a lot on social media. When you're young, you want to like stay connected, you post a lot. And there's always a fair share of hate and trolling.
Yeah.
So what I try to do to stay sane is I try and keep my personal life as private as I can. Like you said, it's been my personal life has been very open on social media for a very long time. So now it's a conscious decision that I've made. If you see my social media, it's mostly just my songs now. And
it's very professional.
Yeah, so that's why I try to keep it consciously.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the more you open your personal life to people, the more people will have an opinion.
Yeah,
and that's fine, you can't stop everyone.
Yeah.
So it's just better to become private and just be known for your work as much as possible.
So you're in your mysterious era at the
I'm in my
moment.
mysterious era, yes.
With the
100%.
glasses and everything.
Yeah, that's why the glasses. I don't want people to see my eyes.
Aashir, now before I let you go, there's no way I can't let you serenade us with an acoustic version of Sadke.
Definitely, I'll sing it. I don't have a guitar with me, so I'll just sing it.
Great, yeah.
कि जानम प्यार तुमसे है कि तुझ पे ही नजर कातिल जो मर के भी ना समझे क्यों भला कोई फिर उसको क्यों जान दे कल सुन जाने आ मेरी गल मानना
Amazing, brilliant. Thank you so much, Aashir. Thank you so much, and I really wish you all the best on your journey. I know you've got a long way to go, and we're really happy for you and cheering for you on the sidelines.
Thank you so much for having me.